Okay, so I've created a setup and it has two good tool paths going on for the top. And for the bottom, you just do the same exact operations. You change the orientation of your part, you move that around, you then create a new setup, and then you do a pocket and a contour for your bottom. So if we're taking a look right here, you will create a new setup and contour around here, contour around this little lip right here, and then a pocket right here in the middle. Okay. Once you have both of those setups, so you'll have two different setups over here in our CAM tab of our browser. Once you do that, click on your setup, and we need to export this. We need to turn this from Inventor into that G code that we worked on, and we call that post-processing. And so we're going to post-process, and within this window, we're going to change, not this first one, we don't worry about that. Actually, we do. So configuration folder, no, we don't worry about. Post configuration, we're going to take a look, and we're not going to use Achromatic, and we're going to use IntelliTech. That's the maker of our machine. So we're looking for IntelliTech right here. If that's not an option, we're going to use FANUC. Okay, but IntelliTech is the machine, and so we really want to use that if at all possible. Our output folder, it actually creates within Inventor CAM, it creates an NC folder. If you want to save that in a different spot, go for it. You can hit open folder and find the spot that you want to do it. From earlier, from my other video, I put in my name and the project right here, and then I also within my program comment put my end mill name. So 3/4 inch end mill right there. If that's not true, if you did not make that change earlier, you can make it right now. But basically this is just a way to export. So the IntelliTech is our configuration. It is the way that we need to the file being all set up in the correct way. And from there, just make sure you've got program name and number from there, and then hit post. And what this does is it actually creates a file. So from here, I would also make sure your name and the project is part of the file name. So when I download that, I don't get lost. I know exactly who this belongs to and everything. So I can make notes whenever I'm running this. If we were here at school, you'd want to make sure that within the long list of files that yours was easy to identify. Okay, so you hit save. Takes a little bit to save, and we end up with a NC file, and it opens up this editor right here. And IntelliTech kind of made some changes from our older machines. They're about 25 years old. Until now, their newer machines work slightly differently. And so really the only change we need to do is we have a couple lines that say G53 on them. And I'm just going to add a comment right before that, semicolon right before. And then there's always one way at the end, another G53. And that has to do with a workspace configuration offset. And we don't use that, our machines don't use that, and so it just gives us an error as opposed to being helpful. So anytime you see this G53, there's always two of them, you will want to comment that out. The other thing you want to know about whenever you're submitting this is I'm looking for two different files. I'm looking for a top and I'm looking for a bottom. And so I should have those two files. They should be easy to identify. The top is the smaller portion Zoom out real quick. It is this portion right here. That's what we call the box top. And then the bottom is the larger portion right here. And so make sure you name them correctly. Make sure you identify them correctly so that I know exactly what I'm milling, so I have the right tool and I have the right the stock in the right configuration.